What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm here today to talk about what I believe to be the best class in Destiny 2. Now, we're going to talk about all three classes, but I want to kind of zero in on the class that I play as personally and that I also concurrently believe is the best class in the game. Now, we're going to talk about, like I said, all three classes, and we're going to get into all three and what makes them good and what kind of player you need to be to play them. But ultimately, I'm going to be talking the most about the class that I like the most and that I think is actually all around the best class, not just from me playing, but also from what I've read from different sites. Now, this video again counts as a Destiny 2 giveaway video. You guys have been doing awesome commenting on all the other videos. If you comment on this video and you comment on the Destiny 2 giveaway video, you'll be entered for a chance to win the game. If this is your first video you ever seen on our channel, we're doing a Destiny 2 giveaway right now. The video should still be up and you can enter for a chance to win the game. So let's talk about the classes in the game. We have three classes, and let's just go over them really quickly. So we got the Hunters, we got the Titans, and we got the Warlocks. Now, let's talk about the two that, in my opinion, aren't the best ones. And spoiler alert, the Warlock is the class that I believe to be the best. Now, the Hunter is arguably the class for the best players going in. So if you yourself feel like you have a high skill level, the Hunters are somebody that you can really take advantage for. And I believe personally that they're kind of designed for a higher skill set player. And well, why is that? Well, Hunters, just by their definition and who they are in this game, they move very fast. They're a fast and agile class, and they're meant for that kind of thing. A thing that I would say before even going too deep into any of these is, like I said, any of these classes can be good. I'm not saying one class is like by far the better of the others, but I'm going to argue about the Warlocks. But each class has a thing that makes them tick, and you can make each class work. But what I would advise is you don't try and make a class something that they're not. And in fact, with the Hunter is a good example, but all three classes, you don't want to make them something that they're not. You don't want to turn the Hunter into a Titan, right? You want the Hunter to be the Hunter. And so what does the Hunter do? Well, like I said, they move extremely fast. They're very agile. There's somebody that's really good at dodging fire, and you can, this applies for both single player, the story, when you're playing in the worlds, or in multiplayer, but this character relies on speed. And in terms of their subclasses, there's a couple different ways you can go. So you got the Arc Strider subclass, which is the one with the melee. So if you've ever been attacked by a person with a sword, that's where they're getting that from. So that is the melee class. Obviously, you wouldn't really want to go that class if you're not thinking about doing melee. If you don't like getting up close and personal, but in a fast manner, not really staying up there and taking like the blunt of hits, then you wouldn't want to do it. But if you do, then that's the class for you. The other class is the Gunslinger, and now that one is for longer ranged fighting. Not super long range, but in terms of just not being super close to the fight, being a little bit out, that really plays more towards gun perks and just things referencing your gun, making that aspect of the game stronger. So the Hunter is it's an interesting class. I know Nick, that's his second class that he's played. He played as the Titan first, and now he's going through as a Hunter. The Hunters are cool. They're extremely cool. Again, you can make any of these classes work. The Hunters are super sweet, but they rely on speed and agility. And so if that's not really the way you want to play, and you got to be kind of skilled in order to do that, then you may not want to go for that. The Titans are what I would argue, and what I've seen many other people argue, kind of the easiest class if you're jumping into the game. And that doesn't make them the worst, and that doesn't make them the best, in my opinion. It makes them a really good class, just like the other two. This class is a class that I think any new person can jump in. Now, Nick has played Destiny 1, and he jumped in as the Titan going into Destiny 2. So what does the Titan do? Well, the Titan is a little bit opposite of the Hunter. In fact, almost completely opposite. The Titan really bulks up on health. He can take a lot more hits. And in a way, I respect classes like that. It's your basic tank class. All these kind of games have a tank class, and this is it, really. So it's more on the health, more on the ability to be able to get hit, but less on the ability of mobility and agility, less on the fact that you can't move around as well as you probably can with the Hunter. Now, again, that makes it slightly easier to play as, in my opinion, because you don't need to really worry about how the game's controls work. You just go in, you fight, you take hits, but your character and the whole model of your character allows you to do that. Now, a thing that Nick actually really liked is there's the two subclasses of the Titan can be used very, very well, and I think you see it quite often in multiplayer, at least the second subclass I'll talk about. But the first one is the Stroker, and now this one is the Fists of Havoc, and you would know this if you've been attacked by it. It's extremely good. That's like the main thing that you can attribute to this subclass. That is a bit more offensive driven, I think. It is more towards a damage driven kind of subclass. So if you want to do even more damage besides just the damage you do, that's the one you go to. The other one is the Sentinel, which is what you see in multiplayer quite often actually, is when they have the shield, when they light up kind of purple, and that one is when they can take up a lot of incoming fire. They're very, very hard to kill, and yet they still pack quite a punch, which I think is really, really cool. It's difficult to take them out. I think you can definitely say that, having played it and having fought people that use that subclass and use that ability. That is extremely hard to defend against, and as the person playing it, it's really, really good, right? You're very hard to kill, and the Titan class already is, like I said, filled with health, filled with the ability to take hits, and then when you add in the extra, the shield that can just absorb incoming fire, that's a definite addition to that, which makes you even more powerful. So the Titan, you could actually argue, is the best class. You really could. All three of them, you can argue that. The Titan, I think, is definitely the easiest to jump into. But my favorite, the one that I play as, I just jumped into it, by the way. I just picked out of the three. I really had no, goal of which one I was going to choose. I chose the Warlock. It just seemed cool going into it. I've never played a Destiny game. This is the first one I played. I played the alpha of the first one, and I chose the Warlock in this one. And the Warlock, from even what I've been reading, seems to be the best all-around class. It's not too easy to play, and it's not too hard to play. It doesn't have too much health on its side, but it doesn't also have being bogged down by mobility issues. It's kind of the all-around class. It's got decent firepower where you can be relied on to fire and to actually kill people and to do a decent amount of damage. But at the same time, you're not very, very slow. You're not non-agile. You can move around pretty darn well. Not as good as the Hunter, and in terms of firepower, you're not as good as the Titan, or health-wise as good as the Titan. You're kind of in that safe middle spot. But what I like about the Warlock is the subclasses really help with the whole firepower part. Now, again, not too much health when it comes to the Warlock, but a decent amount. And in terms of mobility, I think you're fine. You're not going to move super fast, and you're not going to have the best agility, but it's definitely going to get you through. But what I like is the subclasses really push you to the next level in terms of strength. The Void Walker, that's the first subclass you'll get. The Nova Bomb. You honestly, having played multiplayer, I don't really see that on me too often. Not a lot of people use the bomb on me. I use it continuously, and actually recently, as I've been progressing and getting better at the multiplayer, I've pulled off routinely 3 to 4 player kills where I will isolate and be able to get all 4 players in one spot, and the bomb will hit. And what I like about the bomb is after it strikes, it has kind of like a tracker, and that's also what the Warlock's grenades do. If you pick the right one, the fusion grenade, where you throw it, it explodes, but it also can kind of track and not stick to, but find the closest opponent and blow up almost a second time. Especially with a Nova Bomb, it really does blow up basically a second time. I just did it recently in a multiplayer match where I killed 3 people, and then a player was very, very close to the bomb, and it killed that 4th person by like tracking him. So I think the Nova Bomb and going from that, the Void Walker subclass really adds the extra fighting element to the Warlock. When I'm playing the Warlock, I feel very, very powerful. And I think that's important, right? Because I feel powerful. I still don't have the amount of health that a Titan has, but I do feel like I can almost put up as much firepower as a Titan while also playing to the Warlock strengths, which is just being a good all-around class. And in addition, the rift, the kind of the circle that you can put up as the Warlock is something that I don't use very often. I tend to forget about it, but it's extremely powerful. It can either heal you while you're inside it, or it can provide a boost to your weapon. So if you're standing inside the spinning circle, your weapons do more damage, or depending on which one you equip, it heals you. Now I do the extra damage one just to really boost up my class, and this works for any character. So any person on your team, or, you know, when you're playing in single player, if you're playing with a friend, or if you're playing in multiplayer, if all 4 of you got in that circle, you all deal extra power. So the Warlock really is a great class of helping other people, I think. And in the same way, it can heal you. You can do that in a helping manner to not only help yourself, but also help your team. So I think the Warlock not only is super powerful when used right, but can also be used as the ultimate team player and just all-around best class. Now again, this is only my opinion. You guys may have completely different experiences playing as the other 2 classes, or any of the other subclasses that I didn't go super in depth with. Maybe you see that another subclass is better. Let me know in the comments below. We can talk about it. Again, this video counts as the giveaway, as a video for the giveaway. So if you watch the giveaway video, you leave a comment there. You come here or on any of our Destiny 2 content, leave a comment on one of these videos. You'll be entered for a chance to win Destiny 2. This giveaway will end Thursday, September 14th. So, if you're watching this in October, the giveaway is no longer going on. I should probably, make that quite apparent. So we're not done with Destiny 2 content. If you're watching kind of when all this stuff is coming out, we got more videos. Nick's going to be doing a video for tomorrow, and then we're going to have another Let's Play for Thursday, and a couple other special things later down the road in this month for Destiny 2. So we're not done with Destiny 2 and all. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel Podcast Now, like and share the video, and I will see you guys on the next Destiny 2 video.